Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV. Now this week, guys and gals, Eric and I are headed to a new lake for us. We're going to be fishing on Kerr Scott Reservoir in Wilksboro, North Carolina. Now this is really a beautiful lake, and it's got a lot of largemouth bass, spotted bass, and even some smallmouth. So we're going to venture out today and give it a try and just see what happens. Now, we had a cold front come in, and most of you know that do a lot of bass fishing. When you have a cold front coming in, the bass slow down. So we're going to see how we do. We're going to take a short little break here, see what our sponsors have to say, and we'll be right back to you from Kerr Scott Reservoir in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Stick around. We'll be right back. This week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV is brought to you by AAA Outdoors Sweet and Salty Deer Attractants, Buckbuster Scents, scents for the serious hunter.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
Yeah, there's fish on it. Whether they're catchable fish, I don't know.
And biteable fish.
Biteable fish. Oh, no. Bottom.
Bottom.
Yeah. Well, he ain't very big, Eric. That's for sure. Oh, we got one. Monster.
Maybe he broke the ice for us.
Maybe, huh?
Check out them new pliers.
Yeah, we get out these nice new pliers that Eric sent down for us to try out. Well, what we got right there, that's not exactly what we're looking for, but it's been a real hard night. Try it again and see if we can't get on another one. Okay, Eric, time to step it up. Right on the point again, Eric. Oh yeah, a little bit better bass.
Yep.
You're right on that point, man. I'm having trouble getting that hook out of their mouth. I got the tool to do it. I mean, he's not a big one that like we're used to catching, but it's been really hard out here this morning. We had a cold front last night, and had trouble getting on to the fish this morning when we came out here. Can't seem to get that hook out of there. Come on. And it's warmed up really good. We couldn't find them in the deep water. We couldn't find them in the shallow water. So what we decided to do is hit the point. And this is the third fish. Eric had one that followed it in. You missed it, but this is the third fish that we've had come after our bait. And like I say, he's not a big one, but we're getting a start. Very cold last night, wind blowing like crazy. We've been trying every kind of bait we can possibly throw. And now Eric and I were starting to throw worms and slow our presentation way down. That fish is kind of cold too. So we're going to give it a try and keep on hitting these points. Maybe throughout the day we'll get some more fish.
What I'm doing, is throwing the J&H flipping jig and just kind of hitting, you know, the brush, the outside of the trees that's in the water. It seems like the fish is being in the 15 to 20 foot range today, and just, you know, throwing it out, letting it set, and just you know, kind of just slow rolling it back. Just kind of just popping it, let it set, pop it, let it set.
Hi, I lost a big fish earlier today. Wasn't using suffix. It was about this big.
Look, slow down there, cowboy, okay? A fish in the lobster van, huh? You want your fish. Sorry, honey, that fish is gone.
Always use the best line, suffix 832.
All right, Eric. Got him on the spinnerbait. Jig. You back on the jig. Nice one, too. Well, been waiting for that one for a while.
Been waiting for that one
for a good little while. All right. Hold on, let me get a... You were right, too. You said there might be one on that rock. And that's where he was at. Turn around. You can't see your face?
Oh,
There you go.
I couldn't tell.
Let me get another one with you now with a better sunlight. Whoop, that's me. Okay. That's the biggest fish today that Eric's got. This is what, number three? Number three and one you lost. Yeah, you had one come at your bait when you're winding it in.
Yeah.
It's been a really hard day. It really has. I mean, we've been out here trying our best to throw everything we can throw.
Being on a new lake.
And this is a new lake to us. Neither one of us, well, I fished it a little bit for crappie fishing, you know, catching crappie, but not bass fishing. So to me, this is a whole new lake. It's really a nice lake, and I think we're going to see a lot of us up here a lot this year because we
really
both
like
like it. But we had a cold front last night. It was down in the 40s, and this is the best we've been able to do so far today. But Eric pulled up. We pulled up on a rock over here, and he says, you know what? There may be a fish on that rock. He threw a jig out, and that's what we got. So we're going to get back at it and swing back on this rock again, see if we can't get another one of these big bad boys. I want to talk to you folks just a minute, explain to you a little bit about what we're doing. Like we've said earlier, we're fishing in a cold front, a brand new lake to us. And these fish, Eric, since he caught that last big fish, has had a few more strikes. And the water temperature right now, I'm looking, it's at 59 degrees, 59.9, so it's 59, 60 degrees. But these fish are really cold, you know, that's surface temperature. And the bite is really slow right now. I got to tell you guys, it's a beautiful day out here, but it's a really slow bite. So we're having to cast our baits out and really pay attention and feel to the strike, because they're not striking it, they're not popping it like fish usually do. They're more or less just picking it up in their mouth and inhaling it and sitting there with the bait in their mouth, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a bite that I've never, felt before, really.
yeah,
the one that I caught, I never knew it was on it.
You never knew it was. That big one you just caught, it was like, I got ready to turn the camera on, and Eric said, well, wait a minute, no. He wasn't sure it was even a fish, because they're so slow right now. That cold weather last night must have really done something to them to slow them down. But we're hammering away at it, and we hope we're going to get a few more fish here. We're using baits. We were throwing a spinner bait and a crankbait, not a single bite on it. So what we've done now is I've gone ahead and I've gone to a 6-inch finesse worm, and Eric's throwing a jig, and that's what I've been on most of the day, catching my fish. Eric just switched over to a jig, and he's been getting some hits and some strikes, and been getting a few fish. So just remember that cold weather like this, you can come out here.
Slow your retrieve, slow your presentation down.
Yes, you can catch fish, but you gotta be patient, and that's something I'm not. You gotta be patient, slow your presentation down. A lot of times you even gotta take your bait size and drop down on size and the kind of bait you're using, and let it sit in front of them at that fish for a while, and you're bound to catch more fish. Let's take a minute, folks, out of the action and check out what me and Eric have been doing on this map. Now, it's been a really hard bite, and we've been throwing a lot of different baits. We started off throwing crankbaits and spinner baits, and it just wasn't working for us. So we switched over to a more subtle approach using crawfish and 6-inch finesse worms and beaver bugs and jigs, and that's when we started to get a little bit better bite. And we found that most of our fish were coming in these sharp drop-offs that were followed by close and deep water. Now, as the day progressed, we did move upriver a little bit, and the water warmed up a few degrees, and the bite did get a whole lot better. So just remember, when you're in a cold front situation, slow down your presentation and even downsize your baits. We tried fishing a lot of coves, and they just didn't seem to pan out. Most of the fish, they were, suspended on the points, and we figured as the day warmed up, what they were doing is coming up from the deep water and getting on these points, and that's when the bite was a little bit better. All right, he's a small one, Eric, not very big. Real small, Eric. It looks like I'm in the nursery today. You're going to catch the big ones. I'm going to be in the nursery, but gosh, I don't even want to show that fish to people. But any of you guys out there that are bass fish, you know, you're not going to come out here and catch them big ones all the time, especially me. So anyways, let me get close to the camera. Look at that. Isn't he a monster? But anyhow, we're having fun. Let me see here. What is that? That is a largemouth. Yeah. Almost look like a smallmouth, but it's not. There's smallmouth in here too. But all right. Well, we're getting a few. That one ain't no big deal, but if you sat here for half an hour throwing, and that's the best you can come up with, it's a big deal. So we'll try and get back at it again, see if we can't catch something else. It's small.
Come out of the bush after that. Sure did. Come out of that brush, huh? Yeah. All right. All right, your camera's rolling. Getting it on you, Eric, better than anything.
On it. Whether they're catchable fish, I don't know.
slow. Very slow.
All right, what you got going there, Eric? Another one. Ha ha, way to go. Nice one. All right. Where'd you get him on?
Got them on Candy Crawl, J&H flipping jig.
Very nice.
3/8. Hit it pretty hard.
Hold on there. Okay, guys and gals, thank you for watching this week's episode of Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did out there on the lake making it for you. And just remember, when you're fishing a cold water condition like this and a cold front, slow down your presentation. You're bound to put more fish in the boat. For all of us at Outdoor Adventures TV, I'm Jim Carr. We'll catch you somewhere next week in the great outdoors when we do it all again.